Diamonds by Teeda here. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. And welcome to my channel where sparkle never goes out of style. Although we're not working on a diamond painting tonight. Tonight, I am going to do a little stitch along or stitch with me or stitch and chat or whatever we want to call it. I don't know what to call it. So I'll just be chatting with you. And you can just grab one of your projects that you're doing, whether you're going to be stitching or diamond painting, or maybe you're going to be cleaning or, I don't know, maybe just listening as a podcast and relaxing with whatever you want to do. So yeah, welcome in. And I'm going to be putting a little picture up here of what this 9 count printed cross stitch is going to look like. And I'm still trying to find something that is comfortable for me to stitch, you know, on camera. Because to be honest, this probably isn't really the most comfortable thing in the world. Let's see if I can do something a little bit different. I'm going to move you just a second. There we go. So I'm going to squish my chair in a little bit and see if I can do this a little bit easier. So yeah, grab something to work on and grab a little snack or whatever you want to do, and we're just going to sit and talk a little bit. And I'll see how I can do on this. And I don't know if you can see, I did a little bit of stitching down here. I tried to do a stitch and chat with this the other day, but it didn't work out too well. I had a lot of trouble with it. So I'm just going to keep on plugging away, and we're just going to keep on working with it like this. But I really, really enjoy cross stitch. If you haven't tried it, you might want to try it. Now, it does go slower than diamond painting, I will tell you that. But it's the same very much relaxation that you get, and you get a lot of satisfaction for getting a little section done. It's a little bit more difficult to stitch because I'm right up next to my frame. But we will work at it. Now, what I'm doing here, and I think I've explained it before, so if you've already heard this, you can just kind of fast forward. But if you're new to cross stitch, this 9 count, what that means is that there is 9 stitches per inch. And yeah, 9 stitches per inch. So these little squares that I am doing are actually, you know, pretty big. Now, if you go, now let me back up. So with a 9 count, you don't get as much detail as you would say like a 16 count. 16 counts are 16 stitches per inch. So you're going to have a whole lot more detail, or even a 14 count. But they are much larger and they are easier to see. And so like I'm stitching with just my regular glasses on, you know, my progressive lenses. I'm not using my craft glasses. I'm not using additional magnification. So it makes it really comfortable. So, you know, if your eyes are kind of like mine and maybe not as good as what they used to be, a 9 count would be nice, although you do give up a little bit of detail. 11 count is really comfortable, to be totally honest with you, and it's a little bit easier to see. I tend to use my craft glasses even on an 11 count. 14 count, I need my magnifiers. I've got a magnifying light. Kind of looks like a floor lamp, kind of. And it's got a big magnifier, and then it's got a light on it, which makes it really nice. But anyway, so that is that. We're just going to go plug away in this yellow section here. And if you didn't know, all of this print that's on here will wash away when I am all done stitching. I will just, when I'm all done, I will put it in some, oops, oopsie, I got a little tail under there. What did I do? Oh dear, I've got like a little bit of a knot. Let me fix this. Hold on. I have to take this out of my needle. And I'm dropping my needle. And I'm going to put you on pause because I just dropped my needle. Okay, yeah, I dropped my needle and I had to get that again. Oh, and then I hit my camera. There we go. I really don't want to get you guys seasick there. So anyway, like I said, this will all wash out the ink. So we're just gonna sit. This isn't gonna be a long stitch and chat, but I wanted to get a few stitches in on camera, just so you know that I am cross stitching. And it's not super hard. I mean, you can stitch in a frame like what I'm doing right now. You can stitch in hand. And to be honest with you, I stitch in hand often. It's a little bit easier when I'm sitting in like my recliner and, you know, watching TV. It's a little bit easier that way. But I think I'm going to have to probably do a little more research on the setup to film. I mean, because I've got clamps that are holding this, but I don't know if there's an easier way of doing it. Maybe there is. I don't know. So we'll just see how this goes. Well, the other day, I think I told you I went over to, where was I at? Was I at Ross? Yeah, I was at Ross, I think. And, you know, once in a while, they've got some really nice perfumes over in Ross. And I always like looking at their perfumes. And one I love is Burberry. And once in a while, I'm able to find the Burberry perfume over there at a pretty decent price. But this time, I found yeah, it's an old perfume from, boy, I'm trying to think when it would have been. It probably would have been maybe 2000-ish, something like that. And it's Tommy Girl. And you know how smells bring you back to, you know, an event or a time, you know, smells and sounds, you know, sometimes listening to the radio or listening to a song will bring you back to that moment in time. Well, the Tommy Girl perfume brought me back when my daughter was just a young teenager. And she and her really close friend always wore Tommy Girl perfume. And they always smelled so good. I loved that. I mean, it just, so I ended up buying it for nostalgia. And I've been wearing it lately. And it smells so good. And And when my daughter came over to visit me, I showed it to her and I said, oh, you got to smell this. It smells so good. And she goes, oh yeah, it smells like heather. And that was her friend's name. And anyway, it just brought me back to a really, really, you know, happy time. Yeah, I just love that so much. But yeah, it's really kind of funny how, like I said, smells and songs will bring you back to that point in time. Like sometimes I listen to the oldies on the radio and it brings me back to my high school years, or even, you know, back in, you know, junior high, or I guess they now call that middle school. But yeah, oops, I made a boo-boo on that one. Let me fix that one. Yeah, sometimes you make boo-boos doing cross stitch too. I think I'll probably do this last stitch and then I will go ahead and stop this one, and I'm going to put you on pause for just a second because I got to flip this over and pull the thread through underneath, and then I will do another another needle, and we'll just continue on for just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to put you on pause for just a sec. Okay, I am back, and we're ready to go again. So let's go ahead and see if we can stitch a little bit more, you know, maybe another row or two, and we'll see what we can do here. But yeah, I guess what I was talking about was music and smells and all that, that just remember, that make you go back to another time. Kind of changing the subject a little bit, but kind of sticking along that same subject. I was thinking about you know, some of my favorite meals and my favorite foods and all of that. And I don't know if, you know, my taste buds have changed. But I tell you, things just don't taste as good as they used to. Sometimes even like, I don't know, cookies. I'll give you an example, cookies. Pepperidge Farm cookies. I love the Pepperidge Farm Sausalito cookies. Those are the ones that have got the chocolate and I think, is it macadamia nuts? I think it's got macadamia nuts in it. Well, I love the Sausalito cookies. Always have. And now, I mean, I bought a box. I mean, it was a while ago, or a bag. I guess they come in bags. And, well, first of all, there's shrinkflation, right? So everything is a whole lot smaller than it used to be. But they just weren't, to me, they just didn't taste as good as what I remembered. I don't know, maybe they're the same, I don't know, but they just don't seem to be the same. Or today, I didn't really have time for lunch. I was coming back from another city, and I had a meeting that I had to get to, and so I just had to stop off and grab a quick bite to eat. And so I stopped off at Pita Hut, or Pita Pit, excuse me, Pita Pit. And I love their chicken Caesar pitas. But oh my goodness, it was not nearly as good, again, as what I remembered. It was so salty. And I don't know if it's really salty because, you know, I'm trying to watch my salt intake. And I'm trying not to eat quite as salty as the foods. Or if it was just really that salty, but it just wasn't quite as good as what again, what I remembered it, because I hadn't had it for like a long time. So I don't know, maybe it's just me and my taste buds are all fouled up. I don't know, do you guys ever experience any of that? I don't know. So I will tell you guys, this is a little bit harder to do than diamond paint. Needed to get that a little bit straighter too. So I tell you what, all you stitchy friends of mine that cross stitch a lot or have channels that cross stitch, you make things look so easy. Because on camera, this is not as easy as what it looks like. I think next time I will try to stitch in hand, and I think I might just stitch in my recliner. And my clamps just aren't holding it super tight. That's okay. We're working with it. So what else is new with you guys? I haven't been doing a whole lot. Just work. And I'm hoping I can get this stitch and chat done. And again, I'm not going to make this too awfully long. We're just going to chat a little bit. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I can make a half hour or not. We'll have to just see. And Gracie's doing pretty good today. She still doesn't want to go out her dog door totally on her own, but she's coming in the house much better. She's doing really good with it. So I'm happy about that. Maybe she's going to get it. And her eye doesn't look any worse. So, the appointment is still on with the vet on Monday. If it gets worse, I'll definitely take her over to the urgent care this weekend. But so far it's not any worse. So that's good. So yeah, she's doing good. My brother and sister-in-law are coming for a visit next week. So I think we're going to go tour some of the sites and maybe go wine tasting. We have a lot of really good wineries here in Oregon, particularly in Southern Oregon too. Got some pretty good wines. I don't really drink alcohol hardly at all. Once in a great while I do. Partially because it's not good for my little heart arrhythmia thing, that I have. But then it always stuffs up my nose. I don't know why, but my nose always gets stuffy. So, once in a while I'll have a glass of wine or maybe a margarita if we go out for Mexican food, but I really don't drink. And speaking of my little PVCs and the arrhythmias, knock wood, it's been 4 days and I have not felt them, which is wonderful. I've been doing this diaphragmatic breathing, which is basically belly breathing, where you breathe real deep into your belly, and then you breathe out to where literally there's no more air left in your lungs. And that really helps with stress reduction, and yeah, it's really helping me. So I've been doing that. And I think I have have to move the camera just a little bit, so hang on there, guys. I gotta move just a teeny bit for you. There we go. I have a little bit more room. So yeah, I've been doing that. Other than that, not a whole lot. I've got to, like I said, I want to finish this little stitch with me. And then I want to do an unboxing too tonight. Because I've got an absolutely gorgeous Diamond Art Club I want to share with you. And then I think I told you too that I broke down and I got some of the Hobby Lobby Studio Delights. And I need to open those up too. But those might happen this weekend, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I think tonight, I don't know, maybe I'll stitch. I worked a lot on my my Donna Gelsinger Country Christmas Gifts. I got up a little, well, did get up early. I couldn't get back to sleep after about 2 this morning. And so I got up probably about 4 and diamond painted for a little while. And I've completed almost that whole second row now. So it's coming along real good. There's so many paintings I want to start, but then there's so many things I want to finish. I tell you what, work just tends to get in the way of my crafting, doesn't it? But I am really enjoying these 9 counts. I've never done a 9 count. But I've never, I thought that it wouldn't turn out, as good as what I wanted it to do. But to be honest, it makes it really easy for me to see. It's comfortable. So I think that's part of it. You need to have fun with whatever craft you're doing. And I've been having fun with this. I'm going to do a couple more stitches and then I think I'm going to probably call this good. Again, it was just going to be just a little quick stitch and chat. Just so that you knew I am stitching. And to be honest with you, I have to kind of push myself a little bit so that I can learn this as far as the filming, the technique for the filming. And I don't really have it down yet, but it's getting better. I think I can probably do one more. And then I'll close that stitch off on this row off in the back. Yep, that's getting a little bit short. Okay, guys. Well, we did, we just did just a little bit, not a whole lot, but that's okay. We got to sit and gab a little bit and talk, and I hope you were able to work a little bit on your project too. Well, Gracie's sound asleep. Look at her. Yep, sound asleep in the chair. When she gets really good at the dog door, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do a little video. I'll do a little picture of her going in and out so that you can see what I've gone through. Yeah, I think maybe she's just just got me over a barrel on this, but I'm not giving up. You know, she can do it. She can go in and out. So we're just going to keep pushing on that, and I keep giving her chicken so that she knows it's always a good thing to come in and out. Speaking of going outside, I got to go out front because I got to bring my trash cans in. I got my trash cans and my green yard bin because today was trash day, so I got to go put it away. And I got to go cook me a little something to eat, and I don't know what I want. I'm just so thirsty from that pita pit, from that pita that I had. Oh, goodness, I'm so thirsty. So I'm thinking I might have a nice cup of tea and maybe something light. Maybe I'll have, do you ever do breakfast for dinner? My sister calls it Brenner, a breakfast for dinner. Maybe I'll do, you know, maybe some scrambled eggs or something. That's always good. I love breakfast for dinner. And I won't do bacon because it's too salty. I think I'll just do a couple eggs. Don't know how I want it. What's your favorite way you like eggs? If we're going to go total squirrely right now in our squirrel thoughts, I'll bring this out just a little bit. You can kind of see the edges of this too. Yeah, I love soft-boiled eggs on toast. I love that. I love scrambled eggs. I don't like sunny side up. The yolks are too runny. Over medium is okay. I like that. And I love avocado toast. Do you do avocado toast? Oh my gosh, I love avocado toast. Get a nice piece of, I like sourdough bread, and, you know, mash up the avocado. And I usually will add maybe like a little sriracha sauce to give it a little bit of a kick. Or it could be a little salsa or, you know, pico de gallo or something like that. Mix that in and then spread it on the toast and plop the eggs on top. And it doesn't matter whether they're scrambled or poached or over easy or, you know, whatever, over medium. However I decide to cook it is what I do. If I have a tomato, I'll slice up a couple tomatoes slices on it, and I'll eat that. But yeah, I love avocado toast, and avocados are so good for you. Oh, now I'm kind of hungry for that. I think, you know what? I may have an avocado. I'll have to see if it's ripe. I'm going to go check that out. So I am having Brenner tonight, my breakfast for dinner. Let me know if you do that. Let me know what your favorite is. Do you do eggs, or do you do like waffles or pancakes? Oh, pancakes. Pancakes. Oh my gosh. Squirrel thought. I'm going down that path, and we're not even stitching, but I'm going down that path. My mom made the best pancakes ever. Now, they weren't, I don't know how I'm going to describe it. You know how restaurant pancakes are really spongy and they just soak up the syrup? You know, they're that super fluffy, spongy type of pancake. Well, she didn't. She made more of, I would call it a thick crepe. She called them Swedish pancakes, but they were a little bit thicker. So they were either like a really thin regular pancake or they were a thick crepe. But she always had to try to get extra protein in the kids because the boys never wanted to eat very well. And so with her crepes, she always added, or these pancakes, she would add like 4 or 5 eggs. And the recipe was, it was a cup of sugar, cup of flour, 4 eggs, some milk, and some baking powder. And mix that all up. And it's a thin batter. It's not thick. But, oh, now that is the ultimate comfort food for me. You know, cook those up and, you know, put a little butter and syrup on it, or sometimes butter and jam. I love butter and jam on my pancakes or my waffles. That is always really good. Oh my gosh. So I totally went down the rabbit hole on that, talking about food. Can you tell food's a good subject for me? I love my food. So anyway, guys, I guess I better end. It's about a half hour and I still need to do an unboxing. So I want you guys to remember that you're perfect exactly as you are. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. and do one thing today that your future self is going to thank you for. Thanks for hanging out with me. We just did a little teeny weeny little section. And I think next time I'm going to try stitching in hand, and then we can sit down and stitch a whole lot longer. But this was fun. So anyway, guys, take care. And I'm going to go do this unboxing and get these videos edited and uploaded, and we'll get them ready for tomorrow. And yeah, and it's almost the weekend. Today's Thursday, so tomorrow is Friday, and then we almost have the weekend. So you guys take care, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.